Lena's going to share our origin story.
Yeah, I was not planning on speaking at all, and Daniel asked me to write a short bio for one of the things that needed to go online a couple days ago, and this just poured out. So it's kind of impromptu and a little out of my comfort zone, but here we go. This is not Chrysanthemum, actually. This is another project, so excuse me while this first sentence doesn't totally ring true. But this will soon be Chrysanthemum, an art piece created by Daniel Friedman and Jack Severine, and it is for the Earth. It is for all the participants of this global network that we know as the living world. It is for each human heart. Every environment, every breathing animal, and every single plant. Chrysanthemum is an offering space, a tool for people to step into awareness of their own heart rate, and how it's possible to truly sync the external experience with the internal experience. Daniel Friedman is an incredibly profound alchemist of many kinds. In his early life, he quickly took to nature like a seal in water, always noticing the fractal geometries that exist in all of nature's expressions. Thus, mathematics always called to Daniel as a fertile ground for understanding his environment at a deeper level. When he went to college, he began studying organic chemistry and moved into neuroscience and then computer science. And amazingly, all of these schools of thought were never able to fully grasp the depth of the experience Daniel felt was able to be understood. So he kept seeking. He found his way towards the realm of plants, studying ancient and modern alchemy tools to create beautiful medicines he offered to his community and those who knew to ask. As a medicine maker, there were very powerful spaces that allow one to understand subtle realms of existence that made themselves known. He studied yoga, qigong, dance practices, breath work, and many instruments along the way that continued to assist in the process of finding pathways for Daniel to integrate all of his lessons from the plants. For years, he continued weaving with computer science until one day he met his future collaborator and business partner, Jack Severine. They immediately connected around the profundity of the heart. Daniel and Jack both had been studying immensely the work of Dan Winter, whose work centers itself around the mapping of heart coherence. I think the first time they met, they had like a 10-minute hug or something like that. So that really sealed the deal. But heart coherence is a term that overtook both of these men and their inquiries around how to create audio-visual experiences that showcase the territory of the human heart became alive within both of their souls profoundly. And for the next years, Daniel learned and coded an intersection between data from a Bluetooth heart rate monitor and how that information can be interpreted and explored in a visual environment, either in VR or on a screen. Jack developed the MISDAS methodology and framework for the beautiful design studio that these two are launching into the world called Luminance. And Jack is also an incredibly attuned meditator, qigong practicer, and is an avid student of ancient arts. His artistry and precision. What happens when you can't say precision with precision? When he guides a meditation or gives a heart hug, he simply blows you away. What was once just an idea for these wise men became fodder for a way more epic fire, which continued to grow and evolve. As the technology that Daniel was developing came to fruition, this moment somehow coincided with a spur in the air, and then a widely revolutionary concept called NFTs comes to market. This felt like the most natural way for the technology to be debuted and tested, and Daniel and Jack could self-fund the design studio they had been pouring their hearts and souls into for years. Daniel began playing with different algorithms, learning shader toys day in and day out, and essentially taught himself the language of visual artistry through digital means. The work was simply pouring out of him. It was hard to get him away from the screen, to be honest. And as he settled into a prototype, the first time we experimented with people, a true miracle happened. People were having transformative experience in minutes, and the pure grace of this art was making itself known to us. It is a core intention that this work will disrupt the allopathic field of medicine in hospitals as well, and enhance the breadth and scope of what we find to be medicinal, how we engage in that space, and what can really cross over into these kind of broader fields that aren't so open to the new methods of how we can not only relate to health and wellness, but also our bodies. Heart rate variability is a term coined to explain how the differences in one's heartbeat is the best determination of one's immune health. And in these times, we all know how important it is to strengthen our immunity. Heart rate variability is also what is literally being depicted through these heart pieces, as they are connected to a heart rate monitor. And the fluctuation in between them is what actually creates the difference in shape and form. So anyway, I'll let them go to because they're better at that. As the pieces Daniel was making began to take more form, my mother and I stepped in more avidly to assist with color palettes and motifs of fractal expressions. I am also Daniel's partner, and we live together on a plot of land purchased to be a home of transformation and a regenerative ecosystem. 10% of proceeds from Chrysanthemum will go back to the very land we and many others tend in order to catalyze a food forest that will be an offering to the bioregional local community. And we've already planted 120 fruit and nut trees, so that's already begun. And also the company that they're partnered with, Trip, is also donating 10% to Tree People. So really wanting to ingrain this regenerative practice into generative art because it's super important that we're giving back to the land and the earth. Sorry, I'm going off script a lot. As we lived on this beautiful land, we sculpted and played and organized and were asked to show at Art Basel to display Chrysanthemum as a part of collective art of artists in the design science studio. I went one day with a friend to the main art shows alone and met Ryan Juni, who's right up there, at his exquisite booth as the creator of Hypercube. I immediately connected with him and his wife. Together, they are Lena. And their stunning, algorithmically made eyeballs absolutely illuminated the entire art show. Ryan and I quickly understood that I needed to bring Daniel, so the next day, we went back, and the rest is history. Daniel's work became the second art piece that is launching on Hypercube's platform, which is an incredible launchpad and support network for budding artists, merging technology, art, science, and consciousness. Truly been so epic to work with them. They're an amazing team. So if you're an artist and thinking about launching Hypercube, and as the project grew, Trip VR had been in contact with Luminance, and a mutual interest was sparked when they were shown and introduced as Chrysanthemum. A partnership was quickly formed to merge the music curation of David Starfire and the genius of superposition with the visual art. Daniel then took these stems and created a pathway for actual binaural sound that the heart is making to be played as a base for all of the pieces of music. And it oscillates up in volume, so you're actually literally listening to your own heart, just up an octave so that it's an audible sound. Because our hearts are making noise all the time, every day. So to actually be able to sit down and listen to your own heartbeat, pretty good medicine. This audio component became an essential aspect to the piece, and the partnership only strengthened when time went on. And as these three teams have been working for months to put together so much beauty for Chrysanthemum as it moves into the world, we couldn't be more exciting to be launching on the summer solstice of 2022 as a gift to the earth and a way to ground in with the biorhythms that be. What a gift to be with you all here tonight and to witness the resonance that can be created when we breathe together.
Thank you, Lena. That was really beautiful.